School resource officers keep your children safe at school, but how can they do that and make a lasting impression on students? Good evening, I'm Melissa Sperato.
And I'm Latricia Thomas. As police begin to take more and more criticism from citizens around the county, News Channel 9's Hannah Lawrence spent time with officers in training classes this week. She joins us now to tell us how they build those relationships with students. Hannah.
Alyssa, Latricia, school resource officers are required by law to get more training than deputies responding to calls. We were there this week as they completed those extra hours before school starts.
A lot of times there's a broken relationship with children and law enforcement.
John Wigley says that's what he's set out to help fix.
Never thought of law enforcement as a career.
That was before he met his school resource officer here at Soddy Daisy High School.
He took time to mentor me.
Wigley is now finishing up training to fill the shoes of the man who once inspired him.
I've learned that not only am I a law enforcement officer keeping the students safe, but I'm also a counselor, a teacher.
Lieutenant Sean Shepard calls that the triad method.
It's one of the most proactive things that we do in law enforcement.
This back-to-school training started with the day at the shooting range.
SROs work in such a specific location where there's always a large number of people around.
Hit that hole!
Where officers practice active shooter drills with added physical activity.
When they're making a decision to shoot, they actually can do that under stress.
Next,
now we're in a classroom setting
to allow students and faculty and adults to see law enforcement in a different light.
Good job.
Wigley says he'd like to lead another child into law enforcement someday, but knows the world around him is making this job less and less attractive.
They're seeing, I guess, the negative part of us more than what good we have to offer.
Shepard says that's because police are often only seen responding after a tragedy has happened, but the SRO program gives officers an opportunity to make an impression before students encounter a high-stress situation.
There's more benefits to students when you're out there actually teaching class, teaching on real-life issues.
They're not encountering an officer in a negative circumstance. It's not a traffic stop. It's not where they've been called to the house because of something going on in their residence or in their neighborhood.
The only thing I can do is be a positive role model.
Lieutenant Shepard says some of the classes SROs teach throughout the year include how to interact with police and, most popular among the students, how to get out of a ticket. Shepard says in our area, Bradley County also uses the triad method. Latricia.
Hannah, thank you. Wigley also talked about what parents might not know they are doing that make children nervous around police officers. That part of the story coming up at 6.
From school safety to school lunches, if it affects your child's education, it matters to you.
That's why News Channel 9 is running a brand new series on education. We call it Before the Bell. It includes information you need to stay on top of what's going on in your schools. We'll bring you special reports to inform and empower parents. Before the Bell runs through mid-August, only on News Channel 9.